Nathan, I remember when you started judo at the age of 4, and you went to your first tournament, and they took pictures, and you made the LA Times. And that was a long time ago. Over the years, you've done a lot in judo. You've been junior Olympic champion. You've been national junior champion. But his best tournament was when he went to Hawaii and he fought in the JF Junior Nationals. It was a division with 38 kids, and most of them were from Hawaii. It was like fighting a match in Japan, and he took a third. And I was so proud of him. I told him that was like the hardest tournament I've ever seen any one of my kids be in. Graduated high school, and thanks to my friendship with Nori Bunasawa, 9th Dan, who I met in Pittsburgh back in the early 70s, he hooked him up with his brother, and he went for almost a year to Japan to study judo and kendo and Japanese culture at Budai University. And before he came back, he spent almost a month at the Kodokan. One of the things I also insisted on with my kids when they were growing up is I didn't want them to be just grapplers. So I put them in karate with my good friend Tai Aponte, who's a 6th Dan in Shotokan, and probably one of the best kata guys and best karate guys I know. And I'm happy to say Nathan got his Shodan in Shotokan a couple years ago. He just about got his Shodan in Kendo when he was over in Japan. He's following his dad's footsteps. He's been in the home health business, and he's a sales representative for one of the bigger companies out here. He's had a very successful track record. He graduated Laverne University with a BA in business, cum laude. Is it symbol cum laude? Yeah. And recently I submitted him for his promotion to Godan, 5th degree black belt, and he passed. And I want to present the certificate formally to him right now. Congratulations. He's actually wearing my original black belt that Mr. Kim and Nick Zafuto gave me back in 1974. He fits in it. But I also want to show one more belt that's very important to him. This belt is his blue belt from when he was 10 years old. And in 1995, we went to Japan, and when we were at the Kodokan with Hal Sharp and a whole group from Naka, Daigo Sensei, the head of the Kodokan, 10th Dan, came up to the large dojo because he wanted to see his old friend Hal Sharp. While our team was there, Nathan came over to me. He was built like a little Buddha boy back then, a little sumo guy. He comes over, and I can remember exactly how he said it. "Dad, I'm gonna go ask Daigo onigaishimasu," which is, will you play with me, will you, randori? And I said, hold on, Nathan. You know, he's in his 70s, let me go ask Sharp. So I walked over to Sharp, son, and I said, hey, is it okay if Nathan asks Daigo to randori? And he said, I don't think that's a good idea. I said, you know, Hal, we're too late. Out in the middle of the mat, on the 6th floor of the Kodokan, must have been 200 people. They all were at the sides. And there was Nathan and Daigo out in the middle of the mat having randori. And they went for a couple minutes. Daigo took a couple falls. Nathan took a couple falls, and they bowed out. The whole Kodokan was applauding. Everyone thought it was great. And Nathan walked over to me because he knew in our club we tend to recycle the belts. And he said, Dad, don't ever give that blue belt away that I was wearing when I took on the head of the Kodokan. And this is that belt. Yeah. I kept it.
This means a lot. It's funny to see this again. It's like a relic, and you like instantly remember it. I'm happy to be here and happy to still practice martial arts, and I'll continue until I die. Thank you.
I think that's a wrap.